Union Bank of the Philippines is one of the country's most innovative and forward-thinking financial institutions, redefining how Filipinos experience banking and digital age. Established in 1981, it has grown from a traditional bank into a tech-driven powerhouse, leading the way in online banking, fintech partnerships, and customer-centric solutions. With its bold embrace of emerging technologies like blockchain and artificial intelligence, Union Bank continues to shape the future of finance in the Philippines. The bank has a market capitalization of 84 billion pesos and is employing around 6,000 people. It has given dividends for 14 straight years and the dividends are growing. If you've ever used their app, sent money through InstaPay, or even just noticed how aggressively they're pushing digital banking, you already know this isn't your typical old school bank. But here's the real question. Is Union Bank actually a good investment or is it all hype? By the end of this video, you'll understand how Union Bank makes money, its financial performance, its dividend story, and whether it deserves a spot in your portfolio. Let's get into it. Union Bank stands out for one big reason: digital-first strategy. While traditional banks were slow to adapt, Union Bank leaned hard into technology early on. They built one of the best mobile banking apps in the country and positioned themselves as a fintech-forward institution. They've also partnered with fintech companies, invested heavily on cloud infrastructure, and focused on user experience, which is why many younger Filipinos prefer them. And then came a major turning point: their acquisition of Citi's consumer banking business in the Philippines. This move significantly expanded their customer base, credit card portfolio, and revenue potential. But it also introduced new risks, which we'll talk about shortly. At its core, Union Bank is still a bank, so its main income streams are pretty standard. First, net interest income. This is the difference between what they earn from loans and what they pay on deposits. Second, fees and commissions. These are coming from credit cards, transfers, service charges, especially strong given their digital ecosystem. The third one is trading and investment income. These are gains from financial instruments and treasury operations. What makes Union Bank interesting is how efficiently they deliver these services through digital platforms, which can lower costs over time. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where things get real. Union Bank has shown strong growth over the years, especially in loan expansion, consumer banking, and digital transactions. In 2023, Union Bank generated 56 billion pesos in revenue, reflecting strong expansion in consumer banking segment. However, net income came in at 9.2 billion, which shows that profitability did not grow as fast as revenue. The bank was heavily impacted by integration costs from the Citibank consumer business acquisition. But despite this, revenue surged due to higher net interest income, growth in consumer loans, and increased transaction fees. What is the investor takeaway on this? This was a transition year. There was high growth, but with short-term cost pressures affecting profitability. In 2024, revenue increased to 59 billion pesos, continuing its upward trend. More importantly, net income jumped to 12 billion pesos, a 31% increase year on year. The key drivers for this performance are completion of Citi integration, improved net interest margins, stronger consumer loan portfolio, and higher operating efficiency. This is the peak performance year in the period. So revenue growth plus cost normalization leads to maximum profitability, and this shows that the bank successfully monetized its expansion strategy. In 2025, revenue rose further to 62 billion pesos, maintaining steady growth. However, net income dropped to around 9.94 billion pesos, a decline of 16 to 17% from 2024. Now, here are the key reasons. One-time costs related to subsidiaries and balance sheet cleanup, continued investments in strengthening operations, but despite this, core revenues remained strong. The decline is not due to weak operations but rather strategic cleanup and restructuring. This could indicate better long-term sustainability. Overall, revenue trend is consistently growing and profit trend is volatile but explainable. 2021 was a strong dividend year with yields above 4%. What does this mean? Union Bank was delivering consistent income returns to shareholders. The banks had healthy earnings and stable payout policy. A 4% plus yield in banking is considered competitive in the Philippine market. This period reflects pre-expansion stability. In 2022, yield dropped to around 3.85%. Why the drop? UBP started integrating the Citibank consumer business acquisition. The capital was redirected toward expansion, technology investments, and balance sheet strengthening. But lower yield doesn't mean weakness. It often signals a company is reinvesting for growth. In 2023, dividend yield declined further to 3.75%. So what happened? There was a continued integration cost and operational adjustments, and earnings were under pressure as discussed in the previous section of the video. This is a transition year. There was lower dividend reflects a higher expenses, strategic expansion phase. In 2024, the yield rebounded to 4.17%. What is the reason for the improvement? There was integration largely from a completed transaction, profitability increased significantly, and better operational efficiency. This marks a return to strong shareholder payouts and indicates improved earnings quality and strong financial position. In 2025, yield remains around 4.17. The dividend remains stable but profit declined versus 2024. In this case, the bank is still adjusting post-expansion. Union Bank's dividend yield tells a story. This is not of decline but of transfer from strong payouts to strategic reinvestment and back to recovery. This is a bank balancing growth and shareholder returns. The question now is, are you investing for income today or growth tomorrow? Before you jump in, let's talk risks because every investment has them. First, execution risk. Integrating Citi's business is complex. If things go wrong, profitability could suffer. Next is credit risk. The more consumer loans, the more higher exposure to defaults, especially in tough economic conditions. Third is competition. Other banks are catching up digitally. The advantage of Union Bank has today may not last forever. Fourth is valuation risk. Because of its growth story, the stock can sometimes trade at a premium. So this is not a set it and forget it kind of business. You need to monitor it. So is Union Bank worth it? Here's the honest answer. It depends on your investing style. You might like Union Bank if you believe in digital banking growth, you want exposure to modern financial institution, and you're okay with short-term volatility. You might avoid it if you want stable dividends, you prefer predictable earnings, and you're risk averse. Union Bank is a growth story, not a defensive play. At the end of the day, Union Bank of the Philippines is one of the most exciting banks in the country, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. It's not just a bank anymore, it's becoming a technology-driven financial platform, and that shift could define its future. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button so more people can discover this video. Subscribe for more deep dives into Philippine stocks and comment below, are you bullish or bearish on Union Bank? I'd love to hear your take. See you in the next video.